Money can buy a watch, but it can't buy what it says about you. Before you speak, before you shake hands, your watch has already told the room who you are. Is it whispering legacy or shouting insecurity? Because at 50 and beyond, your timepiece isn't about time anymore. It's about what your time has meant. Today, we're going to be decoding what your watch truly says about your mindset, your discipline, and your legacy. And wait till you hear what wearing a Rolex or Patek actually communicates. It's not what most men think. Let's start with the brand that built the modern symbol of authority. Number 1, Rolex, the power signal of discipline. Rolex isn't about flash, it's about consistency. Every polished link, every turning bezel is a reminder of repetition done right. The man who wears a Submariner or a Datejust isn't chasing attention. He's already earned it. Think of George Clooney, Roger Federer, or even Barack Obama. Their Rolex doesn't define them, it mirrors them. Discipline, structure, quiet mastery. Rolex says, I don't run late, I run my life. That's why studies show that men wearing a stainless steel Rolex are rated nearly 30% more dependable and leader-like than those without one. It's not the metal, it's the message. Every scratch on a Rolex tells a story of follow-through. It's a working man's luxury, the mark of someone who kept showing up when no one was watching. If you wear a Rolex past 50, it's no longer a status symbol. It is proof that you've outlasted trends and distractions. It means that your focus paid off. And if Rolex represents order and control, the next brand is the embodiment of calm, confident restraint, the quiet achiever's timepiece. Number 2, Omega, the quiet confidence of control. Omega isn't loud, and it doesn't need to be. This is the brand of men who have already earned their applause and they don't need to chase more. Daniel Craig wears his Seamaster like a second skin, confident, not calculated. Prince William's Speedmaster, same energy. Legacy meets humility. Omega is for the man who knows that true control isn't about dominating the room, it's about being the calmest one in it. According to a 2024 luxury watch report, Omega's pre-owned demand among men has jumped nearly 40%, driven by one reason: reliability with restraint. An Omega doesn't flash, it flows. It slips effortlessly from a boardroom to a dinner table, from a flight to a Sunday walk. It is timeless in every sense. The man who wears Omega has balance, not bravado. It says, I've learned that the loudest thing in the room isn't always the strongest. But while Omega masters subtle confidence, there is a brand that turns timekeeping into something much deeper, a conversation about legacy. Number 3, Patek Philippe, the language of legacy. You never actually own a Patek Philippe, you merely look after it for the next generation. That line isn't marketing, it's philosophy. Patek isn't worn for admiration, it's worn for meaning. Brad Pitt wears one not to impress, but to remember. Paul McCartney's Patek isn't new, it's familiar, passed down like wisdom. This is the watch of men who measure success in decades, not quarters. It tells the world that you're not just building wealth, you're building continuity. Each dial, each delicate hand reflects patience. It says, I have mastered the art of waiting. Financially, Patek watches retain over 80% of their value after a decade. But emotionally, they hold something far rarer: legacy. Wearing a Patek after 50 tells people that your time isn't about profit anymore. It's about preservation. It's about teaching the next generation what value truly means. A Rolex commands a room. A Patek commands respect. And where Patek speaks of lineage, Cartier speaks of something even more personal: the art of individuality. Number 4, Cartier, the art of character. Cartier isn't about mechanics, it's about aesthetic intelligence. The Tank, the Santos, the Ballon Bleu, each one is a design statement. It's what happens when you merge architecture with attitude. Think Ralph Lauren at a dinner in Paris. Andy Warhol in the 1970s. They both wore Cartier not as an accessory, but as punctuation. Cartier says, "I've evolved past trends." It's for the man who values beauty, proportion, and meaning. He doesn't need to explain it. People feel it. Cartier owners are statistically the least likely to sell or trade their watches. They don't see them as assets. They see them as extensions of taste. A Cartier tank under a crisp white cuff is confidence disguised as restraint. It tells people that you care about form as much as function. If you're a man who believes that style is how you communicate without words, Cartier is your native language. But if Cartier is art, Breitling is adventure, and that is a story worth wearing. Number 5, Breitling, the spirit of adventure. Breitling is the man's watch. It's rugged, ambitious, and unapologetically alive. You will find it on the wrists of men who refuse to coast. Pilots, divers, and lifelong explorers. John Travolta flies with his Navitimer. David Beckham wears one between stadiums and surf trips. Breitling doesn't just tell time, it reminds you that there's still time left to live. It says, you've seen the world, but you're not done yet. Men over 50 who wear Breitling often describe it as an extension of purpose. And statistically, they are 2.5 times more likely to lead active, experience-driven lifestyles. Its aviation DNA and bold dials all make a statement, but never desperation. It is self-assured, not showy. Every ding on the bezel, every worn strap mark, it becomes a record of motion, of memories made, of miles flown. If you wear a Breitling, it says that your story isn't over, it's evolving. But when adventure turns into wisdom, another brand takes the stage. The watch for thinkers, not talkers. Number 6, Jaeger-LeCoultre, the intellectual's watch. If watches were universities, Jaeger-LeCoultre would be Oxford. It is the brand of men who appreciate the mechanics behind meaning. The Reverso, born in 1931, was engineered for polo players who wanted elegance with function. That is the beauty of JLC. Innovation wrapped up in understatement. Pierce Brosnan, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Benedict Cumberbatch all favor it. It is a quiet signal of intellect, a conversation starter for those who notice details. Research by Watch Pro shows that JLC buyers are 35% more likely to have backgrounds in design, academia, or architecture. That's not a coincidence. That is culture. Wearing Jaeger-LeCoultre says, I respect craftsmanship as much as concept. It's about depth, curiosity, structure. The JLC man isn't chasing novelty, he is studying refinement. He's not impressed by shine, he's moved by ingenuity. The Reverso flipping on your wrist is elegance in motion. It's subtle confidence, knowing that you could flex, but choosing not to. And once you've mastered intellect, there is one more step. The quiet precision of power under control. Number 7, IWC Schaffhausen, the engineer's elegance. IWC is the ultimate balance of brains and brawn. The Portugieser, pilot's chronograph, ingenieur, each one feels deliberate, like it was built with math, not mood. Tom Brady wears IWC for its precision. Lewis Hamilton for its performance. They don't need to shout success, they wear it. IWC men are builders, strategists, creators. They don't care for excess, they care for execution. Luxury data shows that IWC owners keep their watches longer than any other demographic. They are loyal because IWC reflects them. Precise, dependable, quietly confident. This watch says, I don't improvise, I refine. It is elegance through logic. The matte case finish, the instrument-like dials, they all speak the language of control. Not coldness, but clarity. If your watch drawer holds an IWC, it tells the world that your ambition has matured into discipline. You have replaced impulse with intention. And that brings us to the most powerful message of all, the one that transcends brands entirely. your watch as a legacy. At 50, your watch stops being a statement piece. It becomes a mirror. The scratches, the fading leather, the softened bezel, they're not wear and tear. They're chapters. Proof that your time hasn't just passed, it's been lived. A Rolex remembers your early wins. A Patek holds your patience. A Breitling carries your miles. Each one tells the same story. The evolution of a man who has learned to value time, not waste it. Men over 50 don't wear watches to impress. They wear them to remember. And that's the point. Timepieces like these don't measure minutes. They measure meaning. Because in the end, your watch doesn't just tell time. It tells your story. Your watch speaks before you do. It tells the world if you're measured, intentional, and self-aware, or just accessorized. Every brand that we've explored today, Rolex, Omega, Patek, Cartier, Breitling, JLC, IWC, they're not watches, they're reflections. So, what's your wrist saying right now? Whether it whispers authority, elegance, or intellect, it is shaping how the world reads you before you open your mouth. Now, do us a favor. Make sure to join the men who are refining their presence in 2025. Those who invest in meaning, not noise. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to drop your watch in the comments down below. I am reading every single one of them. And remember this, time reveals everything. Wear yours like you've earned every second.